Deadwax. What's up, all you hobgoblins and bridge trolls, and welcome to the Deadwax Show with Waffles and the Stooge. Get yourself and your buns out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. I am Waffles, and as always and forever, I am joined by my older brother and best friend, Stooge. How are you, Stooge Bert?
I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing?
So freaking good.
So freaking good. It was,
So freaking good.
dude, it was such a busy week. I am so tired.
Yeah.
I think I
Tell
said
us
that
about
like
your
a
week. Tell us
week or
about your
two
week.
ago. Dude, I went to Nashville, the city of music, for the week.
Yes.
It was for a work trip, but I got to do things outside of work as well.
Okay.
If you follow me on any of my socials, you're pretty much up to date with all the stuff that I did there. But yeah, man, I got to go to Third Man Records, which was really
Heck
cool.
yeah, the Mecca.
Yep, went to Third Man Records. The store's really cool. There's like tons of stuff to look at.
Yeah.
I get pissed sometimes that they only go up to 2X on all of their clothing,
Yeah.
or basically on all their clothing. But Jack's really doing me a favor because if they made plus sizes, I'd be broke. I'm sure of it.
It's true. Yeah.
I would have zero money because I would have
Yep.
bought a lot of stuff.
Yep. Whole new
Um,
wardrobe.
Yeah, the whole new wardrobe.
Whole new wardrobe.
But luckily they don't. They're not size inclusive. Throwing shade there. Do you like that? Do you like that? Size inclusive.
They're not size inclusive.
So, anyways, I only bought like a sticker and a patch there. I didn't spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to another cool place called Vinyl Tap. I put that on my socials as well. It's like a record store / bar / live music venue. It was really cool, man.
Yeah.
It made me wish, like, man, I wish we had this in Salt Lake City. And I'm not even a drinker. Like, I sat at the bar and had some Coke. So, and I mean like a Coca-Cola, not like, that kind of Coke.
I don't drink, but man, was I snorting Coke.
Right off the bar counter. Anyways.
Just off a record, yeah.
So it was nice, just listening to some other people perform. And Nashville, like, I went down on their Broadway street that they have there. It's kind of like imagine like the Las Vegas Strip, but way smaller. And it's got like the same party vibe, minus like the grandioseness of the Las Vegas Strip. Because this thing can't compete with Las Vegas because they got, these huge casinos, the fountains, the New York, the roller coasters. This is very much
trying to put
it's just
stuff
like bars.
in your hands. Yeah.
This is just bars. But what's really cool is that every single bar you go into, they've got live music playing by either a band or an artist, and they're all good. Like it's not like me or Waffle stepping up on the stage and playing through a 3-chord set. It's these big bands doing a really good job, and it was crazy. It was really cool. Nashville's awesome. I love it. I loved it there. I loved my visit there. I would love to go back someday, and if you ever get the chance, I 100% recommend checking it out. So lots of cool things to do there. So
that video you sent me of you walking down that street you mentioned, and
Broadway,
every single bar had a band playing was insane. You walked by how many in like 1 minute, and it was like every single one. You could count the drummers. You could just see from the windows. It was wild. I loved it.
And that was just like 100 yards of street maybe.
Yeah,
there's like multiple blocks and 2 sides of the street, and there's side streets, and dude, you would love it. They actually have a Taco Bell down there. Same concept. You go there, Taco Bell, they'll have a live band playing at the Taco Bell. I wanted to go so bad. I didn't know it was there while I was down there. Someone else told me about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go down there again to fight the hustle and bustle just to go into the Taco Bell thing. But
oh my god.
But yeah, dude, they have
Next
a Taco
time we
Bell.
go together, let's go. That's insane.
Yeah. Definitely, we'll eat the Taco Bell and watch some live music, dude.
Heck yeah. That's so
awesome.
sick.
You have to Google it or something, dude.
I will. That's rad.
Anyways, Nashville's awesome. So I'm glad I got to go.
That's way cool. See, look at you in the Adventures with Stooge. That's the new Instagram you have to start, is Adventures with Stooge.
I'm like the Guy Fieri of record stores, is what my wife calls me. We were trying to come up with some clever catchphrase, like he's got the diners. What is it? Diners,
Diners,
drive-ins, and
drive-ins, and
dives.
dives. Yeah,
We got to think of something clever for like record stores and
exactly.
stuff like that.
Something
So
something equivalent to Flavor Town. Let us know in the comments. What do you
Flavor
think is
Town.
what do you think is the vinyl equivalent of Flavor Town? That's actually really sick. You should totally be the Guy Fieri of our community. I love that.
What I got to do my hair? I got to bleach it
Bleach
all
it.
blonde,
Yep.
spike it up or something. I think I can do it.
Sunglasses on the back
On the
of your
back of my
head.
neck.
Yeah, exactly. You got the flame shirt. Yeah.
I think I've already got
I love Guy Fieri.
I got the figure down. So, anyways, did you know he's from like I don't know if he's from Vegas, but I know he's done like a lot of culinary stuff when he was in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And anyways, I lived in Vegas for a while, so he's kind
Yes,
of.
you did. And I've heard
like
his
him there.
restaurant in Vegas smacks. I've heard
I've never been.
the bomb. Yeah.
He's got a chicken place in
Yeah.
Nashville called Chicken Guy.
Chicken guy.
I didn't get to go. I didn't get a chance to go, but I ate at this other place because I love Korean food because I lived
Yeah.
in Korea for a couple of years. It's called Soy Bistro. It's in Brentwood, which is a little south of Nashville, where I stayed at my
Brentwood.
hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, right? Anyways, it's called the Soy Bistro, and Guy's eaten there before and featured it on a show.
Oh, cool.
It was so good. I ate there 3 different times. I would have ate there 4 different times, but they like are closed Wednesday evenings for some reason. So it was super convenient because they were less than a mile from my hotel. And like I said, I'm outside of town. So I'm like, it's in the evening. I'm like, I don't want to drive into town now.
Sure.
Like it was towards the latter part of my week where I'm like, I've lost a lot of my gusto because I've been working and adventuring so much. Then I'm like, yeah, this place is good and it's right next to me. So what the heck?
Yeah.
So I ate the Soy Bistro 3 times while I was there, and I loved it every single time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
dude, I love it. Look at you and your adventures.
How about you? How was your week? How was your week in Utah?
Nothing wild happened.
Nothing wild happened in Utah.
I didn't go on any adventures.
Colored me shocked.
Whoa! I will say though, you're gonna find this just shocking because I never talk about this band, but the Callous Cowboys are gonna be in Salt Lake City on July 26th. So if anybody's listening that happens to live in Salt Lake City and needs something to do on Tuesday night, July 26th, come to the Callous Cowboys. They're my personal friends and one of my favorite bands.
That's like 2 days from now, or 1 day from
when we post this.
Released. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's been too long since I've seen them. It's only been 1 month, so
yeah, too long for you, huh?
Tears. Yeah.
Tears.
Speaking
Tears
of
for Fears.
Tears, do you like Tears for Fears?
Not particularly. I don't hate them.
I know like the one song.
Yeah. I couldn't name you a song, so
yeah, there you go. Speaking of though, did you pick up any records this last week? You mentioned your sticker and your patch, but what records did you pick up this week, Stooge?
So while I was in the happening town of Nashville, Tennessee, I mentioned I went to Vinyl Tap.
Yes.
And I actually found this guy there.
Ooh.
1459 by Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray.
This is one that has Every Morning on it and Someday. Nice. Every morning. Da, 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 da. I'm not gonna. Anyways.
Something Cadillac. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, they sing about Cadillacs on it. Anyways, I loved this album when I was younger, and I still enjoy it, putting it on.
Yeah, Sugar Ray rules.
This is the Black Friday edition. It's on a translucent red. Dude, they had it on sale for $15. If you go on Discogs, it goes for like $50. So
that's
I was
sick, dude.
Really, I had to dig too. I was like, they had a bunch of sale stuff like underneath their normal crate in a box, and I was in there digging, and I just saw it. I'm like, no way.
And it's still sealed?
It was still sealed. Yeah,
that's so cool, dude.
Oh, here we go. I've unsealed it. I guess we can kind of see the redness.
Wow, that looks great.
Yeah, so I was super stoked because this was actually in my Discogs. That's how I knew how much it was
that's
going
funny.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason I got it. Like, it's been on my list for a while.
Yeah.
I understand how Sugar Ray's, I don't know, considered a band that maybe has jumped the shark, but I still love this.
Whatever. We all love Sugar Ray. Did you ever see the movie? Did you ever see the movie in the 90s, Father's Day, with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams?
No, I didn't.
It's a 10 out of 10 movie. I highly recommend it. But Sugar Ray is actually a very large part of the movie. And it was before Sugar Ray started making pop music when they were like a punk hardcore band. And so Billy Crystal and Robin Williams interacting with Sugar Ray when they were like trying to be tough is hilarious. Anyway,
that's funny.
Highly recommend. Yeah.
What's the guy's name? The lead singer? What was of Sugar Ray? He's pretty popular.
He is Mark McGrath.
There you go, Mark McGrath.
What do I get for just pulling that out of my head, man? I'm
You
proud of
get a
myself.
bonus point for trivia today. We'll start you off at 1. All right.
Whoa. Shook my camera while I did that. Oh, and then the Mighty Mighty.
Yep. Entering Heaven Alive by Jack White.
There it
So,
is.
another thing I forgot to mention in my goings abouts in Nashville is Thursday night at Third Man in the Blue Room. They did a listening party for the release of
That's
Jack's
right.
new album.
You were at Third Man Records when the new album came out. That's huge.
Correct. Yes.
How many
So it
people
was
can
really
say
cool.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really cool to go there and check that out. To see the Blue Room. I'm trying to find one of these things here. They had these. They're just giving these away. I bought this album just because it came with the game board and stuff like that, and I thought it was kind of cool. I found out later after I left they forgot to give me one of the pieces for the game board. I didn't get the die, so I feel kind of upset about that.
Cheated,
But
yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever going to really play the game anyways. But anyways, they had these things. They were only available at the Blue Room
That's sick.
at the different locations.
Yeah.
And it's like a hymnal. Like you go to church.
Yeah.
And you get the
so
hymn.
sick.
It's got like all the different songs in it.
Yeah.
And it's got like the lyrics and stuff like that.
I love that, dude.
So it's
That's
really
way
cool. I was really glad to grab one of those as well. So I've basically listened to this album probably, since it came out. It's been like a couple days now. I've listened to it at least 5 times.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
So it's different from Fear of the Dawn, which came out earlier this year.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a more folky album, which I really like because it's nice to also get like not that there's not sentimental stuff in his other music, but this is just more of that,
Yeah.
And I think my favorite Jack White song now is "Love Is Selfish," and that was a single that's been out for a while.
Okay.
But I just really love that song, and once again, this album. Aside from that song, I don't know if there's any song that really stands out to me, but it's again a record I can put on and I just play the whole way through, and I can enjoy every track, and I'm not like, oh, this sucks and this needs to be skipped or anything like that. So I'm biased, of course, of always, but I really enjoy this album as well. So,
yeah, that's really cool.
And then real quick, just a couple more quick shout outs. This came in the mail this week.
Oh, heck yeah.
So excited to have that on pink.
For those listening, that was The Gray Chapter by Slipknot.
Yes, thank you. Great. I didn't even know which one it is. It's just a Slipknot record.
It's The Gray Chapter. Great album.
That's how a lot of Slipknot music is for me. I don't really know. It's just it's Slipknot,
Yeah.
So you just put it on,
Great
you enjoy.
Album. Rest in peace, Paul Gray.
Then we got the red Walmart exclusive for Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Chili Peppers, and this was supposed to be on like a blue and orange.
Yeah.
But it's like yellow and purple. I don't know why they did that.
How weird.
But it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication. So like the blue and the red/orange would have matched the cover of that. But it's yellow and purple for some reason.
Okay then.
Anyway, so those came in the mail this week.
Man, all kinds of stuff. While you were gone too.
Yeah.
Look at that. See?
Anyways, but those are my pickups. How about you?
Love it. I got one, and this one, everybody. I have been collecting records for 12 years, but I just want this to testify that even if you've been doing it for a long time, stuff can still happen to you. This is an incredible album. This is Matriarch by Veil of Maya. Veil of Maya, progressive metal band. And if you can see the sticker right here, this was promised to be a clear with black, yellow, and neon magenta splatter. Okay?
Let's see it.
So, same thing. Been doing this for a long time. Have a lot of splatters in my day. This is by far the worst one.
Oh, no.
Basically nothing in that.
Yeah.
For those listening, it is basically a clear record with 4 splatter streaks throughout the entire thing. And you might think to yourself, well, Chris, maybe they were all pressed like that. Nope. Most of them turned out beautiful. Mine just as stupid. So when you make records, we've talked about this before in the podcast, you make a puck, and if you're doing a splatter, you roll the puck in pieces of vinyl. This, I assume they had 4 pieces of small vinyl.
They had Salt Bay come in. He was like, there you go. There's a couple.
Did his little sprinkling of it. It's a phenomenal record. I'm very excited to have it. The artwork for this album was really, really freaking sick. But just like a huge eye roll when you open it and you're like, great. It's a clear record with some poop on it. Yeah. It's all right. I'm just stoked to have this record on vinyl. But that's my only pickup this week is Matriarch by Veil of Maya. Highly recommend, though. Fantastic album.
Fantastic.
Speaking of Fantastique, Stooge, we didn't do this last week because we had Danny and we were so excited about things. But we talked about something a couple weeks ago. There was a really fun topic. Was just what have you been listening to this week that we can tell the children about?
Gotcha. Sorry, mine's going to be kind of cheating, but I already mentioned it. Like, I this week mostly been listening to the new Jack White album. I know that only came out Thursday evening, Entering Heaven Alive, but like I said, I've listened to it like 5 different times. It's been really good. Believe it or not, I had to drive 6 hours to Vegas these like twice. I had to drive to Vegas and back with my kids. And so we actually, believe it or not, we're playing our One Hit Wonders playlist from the 2010s because they like a lot of the songs on there. So I listened to that quite a few times. The only other artist I can plug that I listened to this week, and I can't remember the name of their album. Let me look it up real quick. But they also had an album released this week. It is Monster Rally. It's like a
Monster Rally.
It's like a let's see what they say this as. Instrumental, kind of like instrumental lo-fi hip hoppy vibe, you know. Anyway, they had a new album come out called Botanical Dream, and I really like it. It's kind of like loungy music too. Something to put on in the background. Monster Rally, actually, Megan KC is the one that turned me on to them. And so
we love
now, I've got a couple albums by them already, and this is another good one. So
that's right.
Botanical Dream by Monster Rally. Check that out.
I actually genuinely love listening to lo-fi hip hop when I'm like trying to fall asleep. It is so relaxing. It is so fun. Yeah. So when we have our Deadwax weekly playlist for this week, we'll include some of those jams that Stooge mentioned. Some of the ones I've been listening to, the band Pool Kids put out a new album this last week, same as Friday. Pool Kids, great emo band for those who like bands like American Football or Hey I Love You. It is fantastic fifth wave emo, really fun, math rocky, twinkly sounding. But the album was killer, maybe one of my favorites of the year so far. Other jams, just a few heavier bands I love this week. Mind Force put out a new song. We all love Mind Force here in this podcast. And then 2 bands I discovered, Pull Your Card and A Dozen Black Roses. Heavy as all get out. Very great if you're looking for some pissed off music. So there you go. We'll include those on the weekly playlist.
So much anger. So much anger inside you.
Oh, absolutely.
How have you not turned to the dark side yet?
I'm like the Hulk. I just stay angry or whatever he says.
I'm always angry.
I'm always angry.
That's the thing with me, Doctor.
Did you like that line? I thought that was dumb. But
no, I mean I did like it. I like MCU. I'm down for cheesy stuff.
I didn't think it was cheesy. I thought it was stupid.
That's the thing.
Anyway, I stay angry so I don't have to get angry. Speaking of angry, speaking of being angry, Stooge had this bomb idea for our topic today here on the podcast. This bomb idea. Don't even take it. Don't even take it anywhere.
Every time you say bomb, I'm gonna do that sound effect.
It's a bomb idea. Where we found an article from Vinyl Me Please that goes over, I believe, 9 different types of record collectors. And it's a really fun read. We'll post the link to it somewhere.
I'll do it in the show notes.
I'll
put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes.
And the description of the show. So if you're listening to us on the podcast, just look in the description. If you're watching us on YouTube, just look down in the description and we'll include a little link if I remember.
Pretty bomb link if you ask me. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the different types of record collectors and see if we agree, if we feel like we're one of those, how much we are one of those, that kind of thing.
And before we do that, the kind of the inspiration for this was something that happened recently to Waffles and I when we were doing a visit to Graywell. Yes. I don't know if we told this. Did we already tell this story? I think we might have.
I'm not in great detail. We just did a quick mention.
So kind of like a month ago now, we Waffles and I went to our local record store called Graywell. What up, Graywell?
What up, Graywell? Love you.
Waffles had 50 records?
45. Yeah.
45 records he was trading. I'm not talking about 45s, I mean, he had 45 quantity records, albums that he's traded in for store credit. So he brings them all in, he's setting them on the counter, and there's this guy who's there already before us checking out, some rando, and talks about, he's talking to Waffles, and he's like, man, I can't believe you're trading those in. I've never not regretted trading in any kind of album. And Chris is like, oh, not me. I have no problems with trading stuff in. If I don't listen to it, if I really need the money, you bet I'm going to trade that stuff in. And so they exchange a few more words back and forth. And as the dude's walking out, just to kind of get the final clap at Chris, he goes, "Well, I guess we're just different collectors." And then walks out the door. Waffles immediately turns to me because I was kind of standing like behind him to the. Anyways, Waffles turns around and goes, "What an asshole!" Like,
just he was an asshole. Yeah, he was an asshole. Funny. I hope he's listening too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this guy listens.
I'm sure he's listening. No, because it was like. It was one of those. He was trying to like make me feel bad for giving trading inventory to a record store because he was just like, "Yeah, like you always need more. Why would you trade in someone?" I was like, "Because I'm not listening to them, and I want store credit." Like, duh. But yeah, he gave that final like, yeah, and the thing is too. I just have to say it because I was pissed.
He was really pissed.
He did his whole thing, and I am not confrontational. I'm not a fighter. Whatever. So I just was like, I just put up a very obvious social, like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. So he tried giving his little lines and I just like turned away and just like looked out and he just kept like trying to talk. And it was like, dude, I don't care what you think. Feel free. You're a stranger to me. I don't know you. Feel free to move on. So when he did his little dig of like different kind of collectors, I guess, it was like, I'm not even talking to you. Like, move on, sir. Take your tiny wiener and leave. Anyway. But then it was a mess, and I was mad for like 5 minutes. Then I calmed down. But yeah, like that idea of different kinds of collectors. It was a great way to start this conversation. I love that.
So I figured, maybe we should go over the talk about this, and see what different kind of collectors are out there. And luckily for us, Vinyl Me Please had already done extensive research into the topic, so we're kind of going to go over what they found and see if there's any truth, validity, and see how much we fit into some of these camps. Let's see if any of these describe us. So I'll go ahead and start going through this real quick. Actually, I think they have like 9 different ones. So I'll go ahead and start
we can just bounce back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first one they have here is called the, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Quantitist.
Yep.
The Quantitist. That it's got the word tit in it, so it throws me off a little bit.
You just got distracted.
I'm sorry. Oh, my brain can't think.
Sorry.
So the Quantitist. It says like this is the description they give for this person, this type of record collector.
Okay, we're ready.
Though the quality of the record sits at the back of your mind, quantity fights its way forward and takes priority. You'll take anything and everything you can get your hands on. You'll probably have a whole stack of vinyl that you've never played. You'll get around to it, you tell yourself. To you, collecting is a journey of discovery, so the more records you can bag, the better. Your calyx shelves, is that what these things are called behind us? Yeah. Your record shelves fill at an alarming rate and you ignore all warnings from a loved one or a housemate that your space is running out. You approach the dollar bin with the same attitude as you would the $100 records. Your thirst is insatiable and your commitment is admirable. So I think this describes me pretty good when I initially started.
Yeah.
Because, man, I was collecting with like feverishly. I should say when I first started.
Feverishly.
When I first started, I was a little more selective. Then I think when like in the throes of the pandemic, I'm like,
yeah,
I need serotonin, please. Like anything I get my hands on.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So, this is not me at all.
Yeah,
I'm not a quantity person, and a good chunk of that is because I started collecting records when I was like 17, so I didn't have the money to be a quantity person. I just could only afford.
I still don't have the money. I'm 38.
Good point. I do think that though, like, maybe this is your experience, maybe it's not. When I like started getting more money, I would have to like pull back a little bit and be like, okay, you bought enough records, calm down. So I can fall into this just a little bit.
You're an adult.
But it is like stuff I've always wanted. It's not just like random, I don't do. This is gonna sound so prissy. I don't do like the $1 bins because I only buy records I want. So yeah.
I don't do the $1 bins.
Every time you do that, I sit here and try it too, and it never looks as good.
Look at those peasants digging through the dollar bins.
You just adjusted your finger and did it again. Oh, it was so cool. Anyway,
if any of you don't know, I'm doing the monocle thing. For those listening.
Yeah. Oh, they know because you go into the same voice every time you do it.
I always do the.
This show starts off as a podcast and it turns into a character study as every episode goes on. Um,
If we ever develop like a an elitist record collector character,
yeah.
that's gonna be it. Using the
Mm.
Crosley, I see.
A colored record. You must have bad ears. Um,
All right,
anything
the
else you
next
want to say
one.
on the Quantitas? No, okay, we'll move
No,
on.
nothing else I want to say on the Quantitas. I
Okay,
wouldn't
great.
say I fit into this at all anymore either.
Yeah.
Um, I think I've got like a lot of stuff that I wanted initially now, and I have because I do run out of room now a little bit.
Yeah, of
Room's
course.
becoming an issue.
Of course. Yeah.
I am more selective. So
Yeah. You have
like
to be
for
smart with room.
yeah, yep. And then I think I'm just getting smarter with like, do I need this on vinyl? Do I really need this? How many times will I play this versus how much am I going to spend on it? And
Yeah.
anyways, all right, next one is the Hustler.
The next one is the
Hustler.
Hustler.
Yeah.
Fantastic magazine. Anyway, so let's talk about the Hustler.
All right.
Hustler. This is the description we get. You live for the hustle. Whilst collecting is your passion, you get a kick out of making a few bucks as well. Your hustling funds your habit, and you can smell a bargain from 100 miles. You have a thorough knowledge of prices and what it is and isn't worth buying. Often you'll buy big lots from places like garage sales, Craigslist, does that even still exist, and eBay. The records that aren't wanted will be flipped, and you'll keep the ones that are. You will often find yourselves breaking even, if not better. The records on your shelves are a proud reminder of just how well you've done. Stooge,
I'm the
you're a
opposite.
hustler.
I'm 0% a hustler.
Yeah,
Like I
same.
can appreciate the value in something. Like last week I went to Three Hive and I picked up a
Yeah, the Phantom Menace one.
episode 1, that Star
Yep.
Wars episode 1 soundtrack, because it was on sale for 80. It was only $70, whereas on Discogs they're going for over 100. So I can
Seriously.
appreciate the value in it, but I didn't buy it so I can then
Sell it.
turn around and sell it. So, and people who do buy records just to turn around and sell and make a profit,
Go on
there you
Squid
go.
Game and
There you
lose. Yeah, exactly. You make our lives a lot harder.
For those listening, Stooge just flipped off the camera.
Yeah, this isn't me either. I don't like doing this. I've never done it because I don't think it's fun. Same thing, if this is your passion, whatever, just don't be a dick. That's it. If this is the type of collector you are, and same thing, this isn't saying flippers, it's saying hustlers. So people that do enjoy it, but also see the number value behind records as well.
Yeah. I'm talking about people who intentionally buy some with no intent to listen or enjoy it,
Just
and
to
then
make a
to
buck.
gouge somebody. Like if you buy a record and then you turn around and sell it and make some money off of it, that's fine. But if you're intentionally gouging people, that's when I hate it.
Yeah.
So
skydive into a volcano.
yes.
Yeah.
So
okay,
anyways,
so we're not hustlers either.
Nope. All right, the next one's the Specialist. You want me to read this one?
Go for it.
All right, the Specialist. Though you have scatterings of classics in various genres in your collection, you're primarily a genre or era specialist. Northern soul, sevens, reggae, 60s psych, punk. The genre of your choice will be the area of absolute desire. In time, collecting will become extremely challenging, with the more common and expensive releases filling your shelves in their droves. As time passes, the records left for you to acquire either cost thousands to buy or will take a lifetime to find in the wild. However, the Specialist remains undeterred. The challenge is part of the fun. I think this is becoming me a little bit more. There are like specific variants or pressings out there that I want. Now, I'm not like an OG. By OG, I mean like original pressing kind of person. I don't care a whole lot if it's an original pressing or a repress per se. I'm not an audiophile, so like that's not going to impact me. I mean, I don't want a scratched up record that skips and sounds all super fuzzy. But if I have the option of buying a used record that's an original pressing for $50, something that's repressed fresh out of the shrink, that hasn't been opened yet for $20, I'll just buy the $20 record,
Yep.
However, now that being said, there are specific things that are original pressings just because they haven't been repressed that I seek after them. If they're and what I'm finding is I'm becoming more selective now, because I would buy something that I wanted even if it costs a lot, because like, oh, this is it. This is the only option I'm going to have to get this. Lately, there's been a lot more represses. Yeah. And so now I'm like, I could spend $100 on that Ben Harper album, or maybe if I just wait, maybe it'll get a repress and I can pick it up for, probably 30 now. That's like the average for a record, $30. Yep. But anyways, so yeah, I'm becoming a little bit more of a specialist. Also in like it says, the genre. like I'm only really gonna pick up stuff where it's like, am I gonna listen to this? Is this an album that
Yeah.
means a lot to me?
Absolutely.
When I first started, I definitely had FOMO, and I still get caught up in FOMO a little bit. It's like some like Mondo will do some release of some like the Dune album, for instance. You know that
Yeah.
Dune album's really cool looking.
It's
I'm like,
huge
oh,
too.
that's really cool. I'd love to have that, but the Dune soundtrack didn't really stand out to me. Would I even listen to this, or am I just getting caught up in Mondo and the cool pressing and the fear of missing out on potentially having this? And I'm like, I decide, it's not gonna. I'm just not gonna listen to it. I don't need to spend my money on it. So that's just me, though. I'm not saying people like to buy money on stuff that they not gonna listen to a whole lot.
Whatever.
But it's just I always tell people if it's gonna make you happy and you can afford it, yeah, then buy it. Who cares what anyone else thinks or how much you listen to it? But anyways, how about you? Specialist?
I fall into this a good amount, like because my genre tastes are a little more niche than just
they are.
stuff you can get at Target. Yeah.
Angry weird, not weird. Angry metal.
No, you can call it weird. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't want to bring shame to it though.
Oh, whatever.
Because I'm glad you found what makes you happy. If you can't
be mildly shameful about your own taste, you've got too much of an ego for this hobby. No, I can fall into this a bit just because like I do love like more niche genres, and so it can be like, oh, I love this one band and this record I just found. This band used to tour with this other band I like. Maybe I'll like it, so I'll buy it. If it falls into the same genre. I'm not one of those that's just like, oh, this is an emo band. I have to have it. I try to same thing. I try to actually know the record. I try to know the band. So I'm not like totally this because the same thing. It will not end for me because my tastes are everywhere. I don't just find one. Whoa, that burp came from like that. I haven't even had like
bowels,
anything crazy either. It came from my toes. Came from my toes up my bones out of my mouth. Anyway, I don't have like a specific one genre that I try to get everything of. Do you know what I mean? Gotcha. So I'm like, I'm hand wavy a specialist, I guess, like a hand wavy specialist.
I'm if it's in the Black Keys genre, I'll definitely pick it up.
Yeah. The Black Keys genre, you would love that. In fact, this is okay. So this is just for our viewers. I'm shaking my hand doing a hand wavy thing. And when I look at it, it looks like a biblically accurate angel with like 8 wings and 25 eyes and everything like that. This is wild.
Yeah, that's what I thought of too.
Yeah, it's what you thought of. Okay, anyway, we can move on to the next one. The next one is The Completist. I can read this one for us.
All right.
The Completist. Another kind of collector that is admired by all. The Completist is as dedicated as they come. All it takes is one song to trigger the Completist into action. Once the Completist discovers an artist or a song they like, they must then acquire the back catalog from start to finish. They live in fear of loving a new artist or a new release from an already treasured band. The new album that is put out on 3 different color variants instantly dents the finances of the Completist, for they must have them all. Their collections are all-encompassing, and their commitment to completing commendable. They have never, and will never give up.
Nice.
Is this you, Stooge? Are you a completist?
I would say I fall in the completist spectrum, but I would not qualify myself as a completist completely. Like, for example, there are artists.
Completely, yeah.
There are artists where I had to have the whole catalog.
Yeah.
So like Black Keys, White Stripes, Rage Against the Machine, Strokes, Beck, as much as I can get my hands on that stuff.
As best you can.
That's still one I'm working on. That's not complete. Queens of the Stone Age, there's a couple of bands where it's like, yeah, I need to have all of their stuff on vinyl. Now, I don't really do variant collecting. There's only one album that I've got several variants of, and that's Thick Freakness by the Black Keys. I got like 5 different versions of that album.
Yes, you do.
On vinyl.
Yes,
but that's
you do.
The only one. I might have like, I think if I do have multiples of any other kind of album, I have 2 at the most, and that's maybe because I got a black one and then I picked up a color variant. Anyways, I try not to do multiple of those, so that's kind of why I'm not the completist. I don't like variant hunt like some people do, but variant hunting I think is a really cool part of record collecting. And it is, I can see it both ways on the consumer side, saying, oh, they're just trying to gouge people for their money, which I can see it, But at the same time, I think it's cool to have different things to choose from. What only grinds my gears is when they release a black album, like, oh, this is what we're releasing, and then you buy that, and then it's like 2 months later, now here's the color variant. You're like, you motherfuckers, you did it on purpose.
Totally happens. Yep.
So, like, for example, actually, we didn't mention this, but Red Hot Chili Peppers just announced another album they're releasing this year, which is crazy, because they had that double, it's a lot of music. It's wild. Anyways, the link I got for my email, it's just for a black one. I'm a variant hoe, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. If I had a choice between just a standard black and a variant, that I will go to the variant. I think the colors are pretty. Okay, lay off me. I don't care. So I'm like, oh, just a standard black. I'll wait. I'll wait. We'll see if there's an indie store exclusive. There's got to be something. They had
Yeah.
how many different variants of what was that called? Unlimited Love. How many different variants did that
Oh, yeah,
album
yeah,
come
yeah.
in? Like 60. Like all the colors, all the variants.
Every
So
color, every variant. Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have the same thing for this one as well.
Yeah.
So completist, I would say I fall. Like I said, I'm on the spectrum, but I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a completist.
A complete completist. What a
Yep.
sentence.
Yeah.
By the way, we have to make sure to say variant hoe. That is so funny.
I want to make a shirt that has like just a like a clip art of a record, and it says variant hoe underneath it, and make it available in different colors. So that way, like if you buy the red shirt, the record is
That's
red.
so funny.
If you buy the purple shirt, the record is
That
purple.
is so funny. Yeah. Exclusive only to the Deadwax store. You heard it here first.
Yeah. That's what
exclusive only to the Deadwax
trademarked
store.
by my wife. That's what she calls me.
I mean, she's right too. Yeah, I'm not much of a completist because same thing. Like, I guess I can be sometimes, but I'm not one of those where if I have like an album that I don't love missing from an artist, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Two of my favorite bands, Alkaline Trio and The Cure, have albums I don't care about, and so I'm not going to buy them. I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to waste time, money, or space in my collection for records I know for a fact I'm never going to listen to.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I'm not much one of these, but like, I have variant collected, so I can understand that part of it too. My little personal policy for variant collecting though, I only do it for artists that I know need the money. Like an artist that is not that big, they're putting out 3 or 4 or 5 variants, and it's like yes, and it's an artist that means a lot to me because then I'll be like, okay, these are young people that don't have a ton. I can happily buy a variant of each variant to help them out. So that's all it is. I only have one still in my collection by the band Wrist Meat Razor. But those variants were sick too. They weren't just like a red, a blue. They did like one. I can't really show it because you need a light. Anyway, it's a clear, like a light blue record, but there are see-through specks throughout the entire thing. So when you put it up to the light, the record looks like Swiss cheese because there's see-through specks throughout the entire. It's so sick. So stuff like that, like it was actually cool variants. But yeah, I know several completists myself. People that are just like, I just got to finish the whole artist discography. I'm on the hunt for this one thing, or the artist has pressed 10 copies of this album ever. I have to find one of those 10 so I can finally complete it. But well, we all do it in some ways. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We're all not complete completists, but we're kind of completely completists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, bruh.
Okay.
Bruh. All right, here we go. Next one is the know-it-all.
Yikes.
This is definitely Waffles. I can already feel it. Just in the name.
That's why I said yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, your collection is so... Sorry, your collection is broad as an offensive lineman's shoulders. I was an offensive lineman. Look at these shoulders.
That's right, you were.
When someone asks what music you like, you really do mean a bit of everything. From gospel to black metal to synth soundtracks, you love it all and have a tune to complete any mood. You take pride in sharing your discoveries with friends and family and are often the person that people turn to when they want to find something new. When you enter a record shop, there is no section you head straight to. You search from left to right or right to left with an open mind and a sense of adventure. And your name is probably Chris, and you are probably chicken and waffles on the internet.
Yeah, I feel like this describes me really well.
I feel like you've got kind of a niche, though. I feel like you stick more to the, like I said, the crazy metal stuff.
Oh, yeah, I stick to alternative music, just in general, but...
Yeah.
But no, I feel like this did a good job of describing me.
People go to you a lot for record advice?
They do, actually. And music discovery. Because I don't know about you, I get a very legitimate high from music discovery. So I listen to new music every chance I can, every day I can since I was 10. So that's why I know so many bands, because I check out so many bands.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would say I'm much more selective, I think, than you are. I used to, I think I've told you guys in the group before. I used to feel like I was pretty out of the mainstream when it came to music listening, but I am very much no, I'm very much just a plebe in the music industry. Listen to what the radio tells me. Uh,
A
Now, having
plebe.
said that, I feel like I feel like I vary quite a bit. I'll listen to like
Absolutely, you
Slipknot.
do. Yeah.
I'll listen to some hip hop. I like that. Not really into country, although I do have a country album or two. It's
Yeah.
90s, of course, like Garth Brooks. Um, Lo-fi hip hop. I've got Korean albums from like the 60s
Heck
and
yeah, you do.
70s.
Yeah.
I'll listen to all sorts of different things, soundtracks.
Yep.
So I feel like I run a pretty good gambit. I wish there was a way to qualitatively measure how
Ooh.
variable your
Yeah.
your record collection is, because that would be interesting to see who technically has the
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
varied record collection, or more, what's the word I'm looking for, diverse.
Diverse. Yeah, yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Anyways, that'd be kind of cool.
Interesting. We should find a mathematician friend
We have
because
to
I don't know how to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you have some kind of algorithm or equation to figure that
Ooh,
out.
look at you, big words. Okay, let's do it. But no, like I feel like of all the ones we've read so far, this is what I gravitate most toward.
The
Is
know it
just
all.
know it all. Does that show something about my, view of myself? Kind
No,
of.
it checks out. Yeah.
That checks out. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go to the next one.
All right.
The perfectionist. This is you. All right, here we go. The perfectionist. It has to be perfect. Accept no compromise. You possess a patience that very few collectors can muster. While others accept imperfections, this is something you will not allow. You hold yourself to the highest standards and can wait years before finally sanctioning a record to grace your perfect shelves. You'll take a perfect 180G press over a shabby VG original every day of the week. Though your collection may not be one of high quantities, it is perfect in every way. Observers gasp at its beauty, and you smile as they do.
I literally said one of the lines in there.
Which one did you say?
You'll take a perfect 180
Yes,
gram
you did.
repress
You
over a
absolutely did say
shabby
that.
VG original every
Yeah.
day of the
So
week.
how do you feel like this is close to you?
No, still, I don't feel like I'm a perfectionist, because, like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
I'll pleave it and
yeah.
dive into the
Believe it.
dollar bins that you despise. I'll put on my peasant cap and dig through the dollar crates. I don't mind to get my hands a little dirty.
Oh my gosh.
But man, like, I kid you not, when I go to some of these record stores, like, you get certain record stores like Graywell and
Yeah.
Three Hive. I feel like, no, I shouldn't single anybody out. So, like, you dig through new records, everything's in plastic. It's pretty cool. When you go through the used sections, I can feel on my
Yeah.
fingers,
Same.
and if I'm not wearing a mask, I can feel it in my throat, like
Yep.
the chemicals, the dust,
Absolutely.
the history in
Well,
those
there's a
records.
very distinct texture to used records.
Every time I flip a record, I can feel like
I
old
completely understand.
record cover
Old.
particles going into my face, and I feel like after I'm done, I need to go like wash my hands and like
Of
do a
course.
cough drop or something.
We sound so like holier than thou on the podcast today.
And I'm not complaining. That's that's what I said. I didn't want
Everybody
to lump.
knows used records have a very distinct texture and smell. So 100%. Yeah.
Because you go into what I was originally gonna say is like Graywell and Three Hive. I feel like they sell more new records than they do used.
Yeah.
Not saying they don't have a great used selection. They
No,
both
I totally
do.
agree. Yeah.
But then you go to some other. I've been to some other record stores where they sell primarily used
Of
records.
course.
That's like the bulk of their inventory is used stuff, and you go
Yeah.
through that stuff, and it's just, you leave Graywell, you have flipped 50-50, if not more, new records than used that you flip through. Where if you go to like a one that's got primarily used, you're doing over 50% used, and just you get that used aura on you more. Anyways, we're talking about what again now? The perfectionist. I would say, I mean, a little bit, but I wouldn't consider myself a perfectionist, though.
Yeah.
I'll, like I said, if I can save, I'm more the dollars. Is there an accountant on here? I can't remember. If
The
it makes
accountant.
sense, dollar and cents wise,
Yeah.
that's what was going to make my decision. How much
Yeah.
compromise can I make between how much I'm spending and what the quality of the product is? So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah, I'm not
so
a perfectionist either. I'm happy to get dinged up records as long as they like play fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Or I'm happy
Yep.
to maybe not. It doesn't have the best sound quality, but it's way cheaper than like the audiophile version.
Yeah.
Audiophile versions, for those that don't know, can be way more expensive because it is a higher quality record. So
Yeah. What are those original master? What are those?
yeah.
Those ones are crazy expensive
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. I'm not saying they're
Yeah.
not worth it if you've got the right setup.
No. If you if you
But
have the right
it's
setup
not.
and you're into it, go for it.
Yeah. All right, next one. If they change this to the variant hunter instead of the limited edition hunter, this would probably be me to a T. But this next
Describe
one
you
is
here.
the limited edition hunter. The collection in your possession is full to the brim with exclusive promos and limited edition vinyl that have been captured by yourself. You're highly organized and have an inbox full of online vinyl retailer mail outlets. While most ignore these, having signed up on a whim, you will read carefully and make note of that beautiful exclusive others may have missed. You are a master of timing, setting your alarm for 8:50 a.m. on the day of a 9 a.m. release, making sure to pounce just at the right time. You have what everyone wants, but likely missed. I would say I'm part of this. It's like I've literally done that before. Like with Mondo, it's like, oh, this really cool variant pressing's coming out. Like for the Up soundtrack, the latest one I did was for the Up and
which is huge. Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Oh, yeah, those were gone like freaking that.
Yeah, and I set my alarm because I think 10:50 my time because it goes on 11 our time. Log in, make sure everything's ready, and then just refresh right when it hits 11 o'clock and toss those in and check out as soon as you can. And so I would say I'm a little bit of a limited edition hunter because, like I said, I'm being more selective now with stuff I buy, especially if it's a standard black pressing. It's like I'll just see if it's going to come out on color eventually. Like, for example, these two right here. Let me grab them. These two albums.
Yeah.
I've actually already got these on standard black, but I rebought them.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Hold on a second. You can keep talking.
You're for sure in this category. This is
Yeah.
hilarious.
So
We're going to include variant collecting in this
I don't think I need to. Do I need to grab it to prove it, or do you think they're taking my word for it that I've got the black ones already?
I think we completely
okay, because I can go pull them right now. I've already got them on black, but I'm like, oh, cool, colored variants.
That
pretty
is so
colors,
funny.
you know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think I fall into this one quite a bit.
Yeah. I think I do too. I very much love the chase of trying to get that crazy variant, or like, in fact, just this last week, there is a specialty label who I am very good friends with one of the owners. They're called Silverback Gorilla Records. Big fan. I think they're fantastic people, and they press some really cool stuff. This last week, they announced an album by the band Here Comes the Kraken, which was really cool, like 15 years ago, and they had a very, very beautiful variant that's out of 50. It's hand poured. It's a nebula. It's really freaking sick. And when they announced it, I was like, oh yeah, I'll set my alarm and sit there refreshing over and over and over again. It was great. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I do it. I do it too. It's great.
Yep. All right.
It's part of the chase. Yeah.
But it's part of the thrill too. Part of the fun of it, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Part of the fun.
All right.
We only have a couple more.
All right. Cool. You want to read the next one, or you want me to read it?
I can absolutely read it. This is The Addict, which I feel like most all of us are going to agree with some point. Yeah. The Addict. Though this trait runs deep in all of us, a true addict will often be taking their obsession to a new level. They go to sleep dreaming of vinyl. When they wake up, the first thing they do is go look for some. Every waking minute is dedicated to the hunt, the thrill, the chase. We just talked about this. All available funds go to the cause. And what used to be their living room, oh, this is starting to hit home. What used to be their living room is crammed full of small-scale replica vinyl skyscrapers. From the minute that first needle hits the record, it was game over in the best possible way.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, this is us. That show on NBC, This Is Us.
Literally on my phone home screen here, I used to keep the Discogs app on here. Yeah. But I've since had to hide it because I would literally first thing I would check when I'd wake up, and the last thing I'd check before going to sleep would be my Discogs want list to see if anything's you know anything new's come up that I could afford. Yeah. And so when it talks about you go to sleep thinking about it and you wake up and first thing you do is start. That's what I used to do. So,
so funny.
Anyways, yeah, I would say The Addict is definitely one of the stronger ones for me.
Same. Yeah, like vinyl's my freaking life. It's how I like make friends. It's how I connect to people. It's what I talk about on the internet all the time. My
Uh-huh.
living room is where I film our episodes, and my setup's in the living room. So, yeah, this is us.
Yep.
But like, I
We
love it. Whatever.
yeah. We've I've got my record collection up in my office now, but we've also got a record player down in our living room.
Yeah,
We used to have records displayed on the wall. We've since rearranged things and took those down. But yeah, record collecting is very much in our household as well. So,
yeah, man. It's
all
fun
right.
being an addict.
Yep.
You heard it
Super
here first on
fun.
the Deadwax Show. Yeah.
Super fun for sure. When are we going to start making like, we've got to make some, they have Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
We should do a record collecting anonymous.
Vinylholics Anonymous.
Yeah, something.
Okay, I
Anyways,
love that. Man, we got a
all right.
whole like line coming out from this episode.
I
A
know.
whole clothing line. I love this.
Whole Deadwax lineup.
Whole Deadwax lineup for the fall. Yeah.
All right, here we go. The final one we got here on their
Okay.
list is the husband wife. For richer or poor, in sickness and in health, until death do you part. Your collection is your pride and joy, the love of your life. You've built something special, and only death will separate you. Though others could consider selling records, switching up the collection, changing things, you genuinely only see yourself moving away from your love at the end of your days. What you buy, you keep, and that's that. You've committed to this for life, and you take your vows very seriously.
By the way, whoever wrote this article, bravo.
Yeah, they did a good
It's
job.
worked so well.
I would say there's some truth in this, but I don't feel like I don't know if I define myself by record collecting though a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I should say a whole lot. I do definitely to a degree,
Yeah.
but I think it's just part of me and not the biggest part of me. But what I do collect, I really only buy things that I plan on keeping forever,
Yeah.
or until death do us part. So I that doesn't mean I haven't bought things on a whim before or maybe have sold some stuff.
Yeah.
But the majority of things I've bought, probably I would say over 90% of what I've bought since I've started collecting is still in my collection.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
yeah, so I think this is me to an extent, but I wouldn't consider myself as devoted to my collection as my wife. If I had to choose between my wife and my collection, I'm sorry, collection, you're going to have to go.
That was so sweet. I hope Jess watches this. That's so nice. Yeah, I kind of fall into this because my collection does mean a lot to me. I adore it. I see it every day and I kiss it sometimes. But the whole, like it says, you don't get rid of records. I do all the time. Like I'm happy to get rid of records. I have like 2 that I refuse to get rid of, and it's just because they're my first ones.
Gotcha.
So that's it. But like I do genuinely love my collection. It makes me excited to see it every day. It is a boost of serotonin when you're not feeling great. So yeah, I'll happily marry my collection. Why not? Sure. There we go.
You guys are married till death do you part. Have you ever thought about what's going to happen to your collection when you're gone? Like
when I'm like dead?
Yeah.
I have actually thought about this. If anybody is watching this for my posterity, listen, this is what I want for my funeral. I die.
Legally
great.
binding, I'm sure.
This is legally binding because you're a notary. I die. Fantastic. My whole collection, I want everyone that comes to the funeral or participates or knew me, they can have 1 record. Boom. There you go. I don't. And if they want to sell,
everyone's going to fly out to go to your funeral just to pick out a record.
Exactly. Big Shakuna comes all the way back to get his copy of Finch. But yeah, like they can sell the super fancy ones if they want to help pay for something. I'm not like one of those that's like, oh, bury me in the most beautiful coffin in a cemetery on the hill. Nah, dude, burn my body in a box. I don't care. I'm dead. I don't care what happens to my body. So use all the money from these records on the most incredible buffet you can imagine at that funeral. I don't care if you get the money, but I want the most Vegas style fantastic buffet that people will never forget in their whole lives at that funeral. Have you thought about this?
Yeah, I have. I thought about how it's going to be weird, like what's going to happen to him, like because I know my kids and my wife aren't collectors, that could change, but I don't know. I just think they're eventually going to get boxed up, as sad as it sounds, boxed up and sold somewhere sold to some record store for however much they get offered, a couple $100, whatever. So, that being said, I mean, this is $1 million idea I have, and people can comment if they think it's a dumb idea or not. I've always thought about making basically like a liner note. Like, you know how in records you can have inserts and stuff
Of
like
course.
that?
Yeah.
Thought about making like a book called Vinyl Thoughts. Like, it's kind of like a diary for when you're listening to your records.
Oh,
So
you've talked to me about this.
yeah, so you can like it's like a diary. So you open it up and like you can write the date, what album you're listening to, like your 3 favorite tracks, like where you bought this from, why you enjoy this album, and just it's something that would take 5 minutes. Just fill it out while you're sitting there listening to your album, and then it would also have perforated a cut in there, so
You
you
can like
can, if
tear
you
it
wanted
out.
to, you
Yeah.
could tear it out and kind of put it in your record. So
I
that
love
way,
that.
anytime you go back and listen to that record, you can pull that out, and maybe you might find that and like, oh, I listened to this, however long
Yeah.
ago, and this are my thoughts for the day. Or if you sell it, or if you get rid of it, the next owner might find that, and they might think nothing of it, or they might think, oh, it's kind of cool. The previous owner, this is what
Yeah.
this record meant to the previous owner, and it's perforated because you don't have to do it. It could just be your own little diary, your vinyl thoughts.
Yeah.
While you're listening to your record player, just jot down whatever. There could be prompts. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I just thought
We'll
it'd
do
be
2
kind of
versions. Yeah.
let me know if I should pursue this, because I think it'd be kind of cool. I'd love to
I
have
think it's a
something
great
like
idea.
this. But
Yeah.
anyways, so yeah,
Look at
that's
that.
something fun I'd like to try to do
Those are your
eventually.
vinyl thoughts. Yeah.
My vinyl thoughts, yeah.
Vinyl thoughts on the matter. So we boiled it down. We're both addicts.
Both addicts.
I'm a know-it-all, and you're a perfectionist. Which
No,
even
Limited Hunter. The limited edition
that's right.
Hunter.
You're my bad. You're right. Limited Hunter. So
with
what a fun
tinges
way
of the
for us to feel better
completest.
about ourselves.
Yep.
With tinges of the completest.
Yes.
Tinges. What a word. What a great word.
On the spectrum.
That you are.
What?
Nothing.
You're gonna get us canceled, you.
100%. All right. Are we ready? Are we doing this?
All right,
Are we
let's
in the
do it.
gig?
Yeah, are we moving on now?
Yes.
We should let everyone know.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah,
Oh,
if you're watching this, let us know what kind of collector you think you are in the comments. This isn't some gimmick either. I think maybe we'll post something about this on our socials when we release this episode, and just have a conversation. Like, where do you think you fit and everything? Because I think it'd be kind of fun just to see what you are. So, anyways, yeah, let us know.
Okay.
Excuse me. All right, you ready for trivia?
I'm so ready for trivia.
Okay, let me take a swig real quick.
With your new setup, you don't have a record behind you that can spoil which artist we're talking about. So this has been a surprise.
I do have a record in there, but it's just because it was Soundtrack Sunday. It's the Phantom Menace. Yeah, it's hard to see back there.
Of course.
Anyways, so trivia today is actually going to be, since I made a trip to Nashville this week, and I got to go to Third Man, I thought, man, let's do some trivia on Third Man Records.
Okay, love it.
So I've got 10 questions here. You've already got 1 bonus point. If you get over 5 points,
we don't have to do that.
you'll be Jack White.
What if I get under?
If you get less than that, you'll be a 4th man. I don't know, or a 2nd man.
I'll be Meg. Yeah.
No, how dare you? Damn you! I have no Meg slander on my show.
No Meg slander here on this day. Yeah.
Anyways, all right.
Okay, we're ready.
Are you ready? Here we go. Question
Super
number
ready.
1.
Okay.
So, where did the name Third Man come from?
I have no idea. Because the White Stripes only had 2 people, and he was like, "They'd be crazy. There's a third man." I don't know, dude. Where does Third Man come from?
It actually refers to a movie. It's a movie called The Third Man, starring Joseph Cotton and Orson Welles. That was released in 1949. It's a film noir.
That's very Jack White. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Yep.
I can see that.
Carol Reed, I think, is the director. So a 1949 film called The Third Man.
The Third Man.
Where like some guy becomes like business partners with this other guy, and he travels to this country to go meet him. And he gets there, the guy's dead, and so the partner suspects there's been foul play, and he investigates. I haven't seen it, but this is what the Wikipedia said.
Okay.
So that's where Third Man comes from. It's from a movie called
The Third Man. I love that.
The Third Man.
Interesting.
All right. So you still got only 1 point. Here we go. What year was Third Man founded?
2007.
Close. It's 2001. You're off by 6 years.
Oh, whoa. Way earlier than I thought.
That's when it was put on paper. They didn't have any locations yet, but it was officially put on paper by Jack White. Jack White. All right. What 3 cities have a Third Man record location?
Nashville,
Uh-huh.
Detroit, and
Yes.
Tennessee, and London, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Hey,
10 London. Yes. There's
10
one in
London.
10 London.
I was gonna say Tennessee. That's not a city.
Have you all ever been to 10 London?
It's like 9 London, but one better.
We like to vacation in 10 London.
Was that just 1 point?
They drink lots of tea in 10 London. Yeah,
Was
it's just
that
1 point.
Okay, great.
All right, here we go. Next question.
Okay.
What year was their first location opened?
2009.
Good job. That's right.
Really?
That's correct.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
You got it.
Wow, Chris.
So that's like, what, 3 points for you now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually very impressed with myself.
Okay, so here we go. To commemorate the opening of the Third Man Records in Nashville in 2009,
Okay.
Jack White debuted this new music project / band, and they performed a short set in front of 150 live guests.
If it was 2009, I'm going to guess The Dead Weather.
That is correct.
Hey, look
Another
at that.
point. Another point.
Another point.
All right. All right, what is Third Man Records company motto? You know how companies have mottos?
It's called We're Gonna Jack You Up.
That'd be a good one. Jack you up.
I actually don't know their motto, dang it.
Music.
Music made for the people.
It's actually Your Turntable's Not Dead.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
motto. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yep. There you
Also,
go. Now
before we end the episode, I want to go back to Third Man Records, the one you visited. So don't forget.
No.
Okay, great.
We're not going to revisit.
Sick.
Okay.
Okay.
What year did the Detroit location open?
2013.
You're wrong. You're dead wrong. It's 2015.
Oh, couple years in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While your turntable may not be dead, your answer was dead wrong.
That was very funny. Good work.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So, Third Man Records, every quarter they do a Third Man Vault release. You
Yes.
know? So, Vault number 1, the first one they ever did, back in 2009, it featured this White Stripes album.
If it was 2009, I mean, all the White Stripes albums had come out at that point. So I'm just going to guess the first one, the self-titled.
That is incorrect,
Dang
my
it.
friend.
Which one was it?
Their last one, Icky Thump.
Oh, Icky Thump was the first one. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one they
Oh,
ever
there
did.
you go.
It was on Icky Thump.
Great album.
All right, here we go. We got 2 more questions. How many points do you have?
4. So I
4.
need to get one
Ooh,
more.
here you go.
Yeah, I need to get one more.
All right, so record companies, or at least
I do.
Third Man, when they release an album, they catalog it. That has like a catalog number. So for Third Man Records, it'd always be TMR dash and then 3 more.
0003.
Yeah, something like that. So their record, their very first one, is TMR dash 001.
Okay.
And it's actually a 7-inch single record with the tracks "Hang You from the Heavens" and "Our Friends Electric" by this band.
The Dead Weather.
You got it. Good job.
Dude,
I know
look
we got
at
2
that.
answers, but I just want to throw it in there.
Nothing wrong with
thought,
that.
maybe.
I love the song "Hang You from the Heavens."
There you go.
Yeah, great song.
All right. So you got 5. Look at that. You're
Hey,
Jack
I'm
White.
Jack White.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So the record cataloged as TMR-046 is a live performance album by this late night talk show host who did a live performance at Third Man Record.
David Letterman. I'm just kidding. Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, you got it. 6
Hey,
points. Look at you,
that.
Conan O'Brien.
That's right.
And my favorite late night talk show host, Conan O'Brien.
Just the best one there ever was.
Mm-hmm.
But did you just by the way, did I send you the TikTok of him and Jack White having that interview just like a couple weeks ago? About
On Conan's
upholstery?
podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to it.
Oh, the upholstery mentioned where Jack was like, I'll do the upholstery for your show. And Conan thought he was kidding, so
Yeah.
he didn't do it. That was
That's such a
hilarious. It was
Such
so
a missed
funny.
opportunity.
Seriously, like a lot of people didn't know that. If you didn't know on the podcast, Jack White, before he was a musician, did upholstery. So yeah, he's really good at it too.
And like his store logo, he talked about it on the show too. His store logo was like black and yellow too. And he talked about how he thinks he wasn't successful because he was too creative and not professional enough. So like what he would do is like he would do out his invoices
Yeah.
and write it in crayon. Sometimes he would say,
He's so funny.
like, you owe me $100, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And people just thought it was too out there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, anyway, so
He's the funniest guy.
yeah.
That was good trivia, dude. Good work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Before we finalize our last section with mixtape questions, I want to ask you about this Third Man Records thing that you posted on your TikTok. They have like a
Yes.
little booth where you could make a record.
Yeah. So
How does that work?
It's a recording booth. So it's $20.
Okay.
You get to go in there. I think you can record for like somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes is the recording time. You can go in there. They have instruments you can use. You can bring your own, but you go into this booth and you can just record yourself playing a song, talking, whatever you want it to be, and it prints it on a little. I think it's more of a square shape. It's not really a record, but regardless, it is a material that you could then come home and play on your record player.
That's so sick.
And so you can do. It's. I wanted to do it. That is
so cool.
But I don't have any. I couldn't think of anything valuable to put onto record for $20.
Well, guess what? We're going again. You and I are, and we'll go do something. We'll go record. We'll record our theme song. Yeah.
We'll record an episode from the
a vinyl exclusive. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
With both of us in there, we're just gonna be like on top of each other the whole time.
On top of each other, making fart jokes. Yeah.
But what's really cool is they've had artists. Shoot, what was the artist name? But like significant artists have come in there, used that booth, and there was one particular, I can't remember who it was. He liked the sound of it so much that he recorded like an album on it. You know, because it's a little more lo-fi. You know, it's not super high quality. Mm-hmm. But I think it's part of the charm of it. You know, and part of the Third Man aesthetic.
Absolutely.
So they've done lots of cool stuff, and watch my TikTok for sure. Got to plug the TikTok, but like there's
Vinyl Stooge on TikTok. Yeah,
there's other videos you can find on YouTube about Third Man, and they're like high quality, really well done. Take their time. There's a lot of cool stuff at that store. Man. You know,
I thought your TikTok was sick. I loved it.
Anyways,
go watch that instead of YouTube. Go watch Stooge's TikTok. It's way better. All right, to wrap up the show, we've got a few questions from the mixtape game.
The mixtape.
And if you have not known, these are just a card game where we just ask questions about music. We'll only do like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And guess what, Stooge? I'm not going to say not this one today. We're just going to go with the 3 or 4.
We're just going to do it. All right, let's do it.
I mentioned the band Pull Your Card before. Great band. Highly recommend. We're going to pull our card right now.
All right, let's do it.
First question. Yikes. I don't know how politically correct this is.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. The last terrorist crumples to the floor after a solid roundhouse kick to the face. The flight attendant screams that the pilot just passed out. Time to land the plane. What song plays as you wrestle this metal bird down from 25,000 feet to safety?
Stooge. You know, at least they let it ambiguous as to what kind of terrorist it was. It wasn't like, the last, Middle Eastern racist.
Yeah, we're not looking for Islamophobia here in the game.
Yeah. So, let's just pretend it's Hans Gruber.
A good song to like land a plane to that you're saving people's lives.
A good song.
Oh, I already have my answer. Can I get mine?
Yeah.
Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be way sick.
Mine would be what's that? Is it Space Oddity? What's that one by?
Oh, by David Bowie. That would be sick too. Man, those are some good answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Space Oddity is an excellent answer.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nah, that was a good one. You thought it was gonna suck.
Yeah. I was worried.
You're racist.
I mean, it's a terrorist. All right. Next question. What is your go-to sad, melancholy breakup song? We all love a good breakup song.
Like the ultimate sad, melancholy breakup song is probably Black by Pearl Jam.
Which is a good one.
Yeah.
Really good one. Mm-hmm. When I've broken up with people, which has happened a good amount in my days, I don't go for like super sad. I go for sad mixed with angry. So I'm going to go with the song by the band Ice Nine Kills. And the song is called The Fastest Way to a Girl's Heart is Through Her Ribcage. So.
Yeah. Ice Nine Kills with the breakup songs. I can picture it.
If you read the lyrics, you'll understand.
I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, Stooge. Go for it.
I was going to say, how in your relationships in your lifetime, were you more frequently the breakup-er or the breakup-e?
More frequently the breakup-er.
Nice. Good for you, my friend.
Yeah.
I was always
is
the
it nice?
breakup-e.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
It
have
sucks,
commitment
man.
issues. I commit too hard.
And I'm the
So,
opposite. I am one of those like, hey, I love space. How about we get some? So, but you're married and I'm not. So maybe it's not working great. The last question is actually relevant to us because it has to do with Utah. Like
oh,
completely
really?
randomly. I know. It begins like this. Salt Flats. One shot for the land speed record. What is your full throttle, cylinder exploding, hair on fire, racing against the clock song?
Well, I think this is an obvious one.
Oh,
It's got to be Fueled by Metallica, right?
it's
Give
just
me
gotta
fuel,
be.
give me fire, give me that. They're just going so fast.
The thing you just did was so perfect. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. My answer is "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen.
Oh, nice.
Because you can't stop
Don't
me.
stop me now.
Because I'm
Such
having a good time. Exactly.
I
I'm
want
going at the
to
speed of
be
light.
free.
Exactly. That same song.
Another Queen song.
I want to ride my bicycle. It's all the same song.
Love
Think
of
about
my life.
Ooh.
You heard me. It's one of my favorite
You
Queen
know,
songs.
Stooge actually, before we pushed record on this episode, was singing quite a bit, and I'm really sad we didn't get it in this one because it was great.
It was some TLC.
He was singing Waterfalls. It was great. I'm really sad it wasn't in this episode because it was amazing.
And then I did like the best Left Eye impression I think that's
It was
ever been
shockingly
done.
good. What happened is the spirit of Left Eye entered Stooge's body for like 10 seconds, and I was sitting here just enjoying every second of it because I don't want no scrub. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was insane.
I felt it. Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to. Never mind. Just kidding. Rest in peace, Left Eye. This is a good episode, Stooge. Any other thoughts, musings, comments you want to make before we end?
No, none that I can think of. Just get your cat spayed or neutered. Got too many cats.
Amen. Amen. Burn down your local Subway.
Hell no. Leave your Subway alone.
It's Subway. Who's gonna miss it?
I will miss it.
Subway
I had
sucks.
a Subway. I had a Subway. My Subway closed down.
Good.
That should be the poll. Do you like Subway?
That's this week's poll. Okay, sick.
Because Waffles
I hate
hates
Subway.
Them. And here's the thing.
Hate Subway.
I am not saying Subway is great. I'm not even saying that it's that good. But I do like a Subway sandwich.
Okay, that's fair.
So
I'm actively saying
is it the best Subway? Is it the best sandwich place? No. Is it top 10? Definitely not. But I do like it still.
We are giving our listeners so much homework today. Not only do they have a weekly playlist they need to listen to, not only do they need to comment below and tell us what kind of collector they are, vote on our poll. Is Subway good or not?
Is Subway good? No, it's just going to be, is Subway good? And it'll be a yes or a no.
Good. Yeah, okay, so I love it. I think we have to do it. That's so funny.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this one just like I lose all the other polls.
You never know, though. You might have some Subway fans, some Subway stands. Yeah.
Just remember, Happy Gilmore. You like Subway. He was a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, just
Not
remember Jared from Subway. Yeah. Anyway, thank you to anybody who made it this far. We really appreciate it. If you made it this far, comment below and tell us what kind of collector you are that we listed. We'll, like Stooge said, we'll use social media to make some joke that we're addicts and variant hoes and know-it-alls and everything like that. But so be paying attention to our socials. We are Deadwax at Deadwax Show on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. Please follow us there because it's where you're going to find access to the playlist for the weekly playlist. It's where you're going to be able to find when we post new episodes and all kinds of fun stuff. And if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube and you watch us on YouTube, please hit subscribe, or on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please push follow so you can actually get the update on when we put new episodes up. So click all the buttons. Click every button.
Push those buttons.
Push those buttons. Just like Stooge does to me. Yeah.
And, yep.
Pull your card, push your buttons. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. Turn your crank.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yikes. And be prepared also for just the next little bit of the Deadwax show. We've got some exciting things going to be happening soon. So
yeah, I think we'll
you're
announce it
tuned
next
in.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get those ducks in a row, you know?
Get your damn ducks in a row. I'm sick of these.
We are. We're getting our ducks.
That's a good point. Maybe that was just
It's
actually
not like you're telling them. I thought you were telling the listeners to get their ducks in a row. You need to get your shit together, listener.
All of you guys listening, seriously,
look at yourself.
Get your stupid ducks
look
in a row.
Look at yourself. Look in the mirror.
I swear if one more of you messages me how to get my ducks in a row, I'm going to lose it. This episode's been a wreck and I've loved it. Thank you again for anybody who listened, and we really very much appreciate it. Please let me get what I want by the Smiths is a great song. And as always, get yourself out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. Goodbye, everybody.